Well, hello and welcome all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land. In today's 8 Days of Christmas video, we are taking a look at this 260 HO scale Texas and Pacific steam locomotive. I'm not sure exactly what the brand is. I'll shine a light down there on the underside of the locomotive and show the logo. Any of you veteran model railroaders out there that have been in the game for a minute, if you got an idea what this guy is, please feel free to let me know. Drop a comment in the comment section with what it is. So let's get started. We're going to take a look first at obviously the locomotive of the locomotive. Alright, we're here on the fireman side of the locomotive. Shine a little additional light on it. This thing is actually metal. It's die-cast metal. It's not plastic. To start off with, you can see some minimal running gear detailing. You got the side rods, you got the piston, you got, it's very minimal detailing. I failed to mention earlier, which I'm pretty sure by now you've guessed, this is an older model. It is definitely not new. I was able to pick this thing up for about 10-15 bucks off of a fellow Tesla club member. You've got cast on piping detailing here and here all along the boiler. The boiler bands are cast on, and you have these non-operational marker lights here on the front end of the smoke box. Got a cast on builder plate here, and there is an air compressor detail or some kind of detail that's supposed to be sitting on the walkway here, but it's apparently missing. I can see the mounting holes for it. The numbering on this locomotive, even though this is an older model, is very well done. The 225 on the dome here and on the cab is very well executed. And you have some blow down piping detailing here and some various assorted details here, as well as separately applied grab iron here and here along the cab, or excuse me, along the boiler. Not sure how well you can see it there, but there is also a separately applied coupler cut lever, obviously not operational. Alright, so looking at the fireman side of the tender, you got a very well executed Texas and Pacific. You got some cast on rivet detailing. You have an oil bunker rather than a coal load. Arch bar frictionless bearing type trucks. The oil bunker, the tender body, and the frame are all separate from one another. You have this metal, actually no, that's plastic, steps here for access to the cab, obviously. On the rear of the engine, or the rear of the tender, you've got another separately applied coupler cut lever here. These wheels aid in electrical pickup for the locomotive. Looking at the top of the tender here, you can see the rivet detailing on the top of the oil bunker, as well as the hatch cover for the oil bunker. And you can also see these little toolboxes here where they would keep miscellaneous supplies, re-railers, spare knuckles, things of such of that nature, as well as the water tank hatch. A look along the top of the locomotive itself, you have a non-operational cast-on roof hatch here. You've got the steam turbo, the whistle, bell, the domes, one of the two number boards, which the other one is broken off. I'm actually probably going to remove that at a later date. And the non-operating classification lights here and here, as well as a good shot of both of the separately applied hand railings along the side of the boiler. Here we see the engineer side of the tender, and it is identical to the fireman side of the tender. Here along the engineer side of the locomotive, you can see a little better there the steam turbine generator, whistle and pop-off valve, domes, the separately applied bell, the one remaining number board that, like I said, is probably going to get removed just for the sake of symmetry, and the main air reservoir here for the locomotive. Other than that, it's identical to the fireman side. On the front end of the locomotive, here we can see much better the detail. Obviously, you have some air lines here. You've got a dummy knuckle coupler here on the pilot, and another shot of the non-operating separately applied cut lever. As you can see there, it does actually move, but obviously it doesn't do anything. You have the separately applied pilot with polling pockets here and here, and of course a little brakeman's perch here and here. This headlight does work, and there are number boards cast into the sides of the headlight, as well as affixed to the very bottom, but there's nothing on either of the number boards. Here on the rear of the tender, we have the horn hook coupler, which is not going to be replaced. It's going to remain a horn hook. You have the steps, the separately applied, movable but separately applied and non-operational coupler cut lever. You have a cast-on ladder there and some pretty good rivet detailing. Here on the underside of the tender, you can see there is actually some brake rigging detailing going on here. You've got the piston, assorted rigging and whatnot, and that's pretty much it going on the tender. You can see the contact wipes. These wheels here are electrically isolated from the metal axle, and these wheels here are electrically isolated from the metal axle. There is some okay cast-on detailing given the age of this locomotive inside the tender, but the locomotive and the tender are held together by a drawbar with a wire connecting the two, and I don't really want to jack with that. The drawbar is screwed to the locomotive and the tender on either end, so again, I ain't touching it. A veteran model railroader, a veteran HO scale friend of mine was texting me to let me know that this is in fact a IHC model. So IHC by Mehano or something or other like that. IHC, I'm going with IHC. International Hobby Corp model. I'm not going to do a run video on this guy separately. That run video for this locomotive will come with the final 8 Days of Christmas HO scale video, which will be the day after tomorrow, when I run this guy with the passenger cars that I bought for it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Texas Special out.